Good morning, good morning. Oh, it's a little far away. Let's bring that in. There we go. Alright, all is good there. Is my upload done? No, of course not, because when would Instagram ever work like it should? There we go. Alright, we're all good. Alright, so let's see. Actually, I want to get some of my other Stickum stamps. Did I already move things? I did clean. Oh, I did clean my desktop. Way to go, me. Wow, look at me ahead of the ball. I want to get these. I'm just going to drag these two over in here. This is what I've done before. Ah, I loved all of these. I need to, those are some great stickers. And I want to do the Cozy Town stamps. I gotta figure that out. So let's figure that out today. Oh, I almost hit the stop streaming button. That's not good. Not good at all. Alright, so let's see here. And I need to, I gotta add that to my thing. I forgot again, and I'm gonna do it before the end of this darn month, is my Behance upload, and then I think I'm probably gonna end my subscription service there and move it over to my shop. Alright, let's see. I did mushroom, I did some pumpkins, I did leaves. What other stamp ideas could I do? Because these are seasonal stamps. How about rainy? Could be a cute little stamp idea. This is a good another one, like a pumpkin patch. How many stamps? I got 1, 2 here. 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. I could probably arrange them 6 stamps and then do some support things like leaves and stuff. Little window. We're standing on a fence post, maybe. And maybe one more horizontal one. Campfire. Marshmallows on a campfire. That's a good set of, and I can make sure these leaves are a little bit, like in this one, this could be like spring or any type of season. So I'll make sure that this is more of like fall leaves and just fall crispy colors. kind of want to, yeah, it's going to be a little squat fat floof. All right, so these are some good ideas, and I'm going to do the same little thing here. Now, the cut line I'm going to do, I could do this cut line, but I'm going to need to edit this because I think this is going to be a little bit small. So I think this line should be okay. Which reminds me, I need to go and get that text treatment. And then for the rest of this week, I'm going to be working on Labor Day sale stuff and also my first video for this. I want to well, maybe you know what I could do is I could upload some old one. I could do a very short, I could start adding some of the shorts and reels and TikToks that I've done for those platforms as shorts here. And I've heard that the audience for shorts is very different than the, like you have like one completely different audience for shorts and a completely different audience for the long form video. It's kind of interesting. So I think maybe if I add some of those in there, because I want to, it bugs me that when you hit my page, there's nothing there unless you go to the live tab. And then of course you've got my streams, but I'm just like, okay, I need to get something on the main page. And I haven't figured out how, if I can add the lives to it. I don't think you can. I maybe need to do a channel trailer, but that could be interesting. All right, so first up we have Floof in the Rain, fall rain. We're gonna have hopefully some fall thunderstorms here. It was grumbly outside just a little bit ago. And that always, it's actually a little bit dark. I kind of think I might open up my, it's like a little bit dark. I've got a nice big window over here, but it faces the rising sun. Well, yeah, that's east over there. Yes, that's east over there. And so it gets really toasty here in the morning. So, because I don't really have that good of circulation from the AC. And which means I'm kind of sitting in about 80-ish degrees, if not more in here. So but yeah, now that it's overcast and actually the sun is different. welcome to the stream. Anyhow, I'm excited for these. I like the idea that I started with, and I'm excited to explore that a little more. And I found I'm gonna change up my sticker source for sticker sheets. Sticker app is what I usually use, but there I did some I usually, like, whenever I start a run of stickers, I usually do my price check. I check all my sources and I'm like, okay, do I need to shift and, you know, see who, and I have a new source for the sticker sheets that is more cost effective, and actually you get a lot more. I think it was, gosh, I think sticker app, the minimum is like 10 and it costs, God, it was ridiculous. The minimum is 10 and then like going up to 25 is where it's kind of like 24-25 bucks if you get 10, but then if you get like 25 to 30, the cost jumps, and in comparison to other places it's really not a good deal anymore. And plus, I never know when I'm going to get them. I mean, I can get, you know, I've had turnaround that, you know, I order the stickers and they get to me in, you know, a couple of days. And then I've had some other times when I've ordered them and it's almost like they've forgotten to do the order. And I've been sitting there like 14 business days. So that's at least 2 weeks later, wondering where my stickers are. So and plus I think it's really weird. I believe that they are actually headquartered, I want to say in Switzerland or Sweden, because I get a foreign currency charge when I order from them. It's very weird. So it's like a surcharge on the credit card. And I know the one I'm going with for this time is Jukebox Print, but I know they're out of Canada, but I think they have subsidiary printing facilities in the US because it's free shipping from all those. Hey, Dee! Deeply miss, I'm sorry. I wish I could. They haven't fixed their thing. I time out. I time out when I start streaming there. I messaged Lindsay. She has not answered my message, and she was active today. And I also messaged her. It was fortunate because I got on to message her the first time, and she had literally just done some posting in the Discords for Behance, and I was like, awesome, she'll see my message. That was 11 days ago, so I'm sorry to say it looks like Behance is just sweeping their streaming under the rug, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else still can stream there. It just seems really weird that suddenly I have servers timing me out. Yeah, it is really weird. I don't... Maybe just very delicate lines for the... And these are all going to be... bubbles. They're like super tiny leaves. I don't know if I can do that. These leaves are huge, so this floof is really small, so I think I'm going to have to do this a little differently. Glad you like them. It's doing pretty good. Let's see, what did I do over the weekend? I finally got around to watching Way of Water, the second Avatar movie, which was good. What kept me from watching it was the darn thing is 3 hours, 3 hours and 15 minutes long? And I'm just like, okay, I know I have to make a time wedge for this movie. And because I know as soon as I start watching it, I'm not going to want to stop watching it. And I knew that's what would happen. And sure enough, that did happen. So, but it was all right. It was Saturday, and it's okay if I go to bed like at 1:30 in the morning on Saturday. No big deal. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. Beautiful cinematics and scenery. I loved how they, I don't want to say altered it. The difference in the character design of the forest people versus the water people, and the water Navi, is that what they're called? They have a little bit of differences in their structure, like their tails, their arms. You could visually see that they are built for going through water much more than these their air cousins, I guess, are built. And I just thought it was really neat how they did that and counted for that in the character design, and even the lightness of because the forest Navi are a deeper blue. These are more the water people are more of like a sea blue, like the crystal sea blue water, and it was really interesting to me. I love that element of it. I love just all the water. And as far as the story goes, I haven't done a deep dive into any analysis on it, but I had some questions. I mean, especially about Kira, and the spider character. I mean, I understand the motivation, but I just it's hard. It's rough to say in a 3-hour movie they didn't give enough to character development for some of these characters, but I just feel that way about Spider. I mean, you get the little bit of I guess the movie's been out for a while, so it doesn't matter on spoilers, but I just felt like there was, because they did give him time, but I just felt he was a cardboard cutout, and like the first 15 minutes where they kind of fast forward through quite a few years and show the family kind of growing up and happening, and then the humans coming back. I don't know, overall I liked it. I definitely like the first Avatar much better. I think it's a more tight, concise story. I really don't like these. One thing I really didn't like, okay, let me just say this. I don't like how they basically they have the characters doing spoken exposition. They're explaining everything to you on screen, and that's how they're introducing certain elements into the story. So like, for example, the general, the main antagonist of the first one, well, there was main, secondary, and then a main. I call the general, was he a general? Oh, you're back. Hi there. Let's see. Why can't I? All right, here we go. We're going to put you in timeout. Oh, let's give you, here you go. There we go. So, General Corporal, whatever, the main bad dude that fights with Jake at the end. So they bring him back in an avatar body, and there's just like this 5-minute exposition where, oh yeah, this is exactly how we're doing this. You're recording this, and it felt just. I feel like that could have been done so much better and differently, and I felt like that was the scriptwriter and the director saying, okay, we're bringing this character back, this is why, and you're just going to have to eat it and like it, and that's it, because we can't, heaven forbid, come up with a new antagonist. We can't, give that to the general that's, razzed half the planet, and who is actually Edie Falco, the wife from Sopranos. I was looking at her and I was like, who is this? I know who this is. And then they did a close up on her face, and she did kind of like this quirk with her lips. And I was like, oh God, it's the mom from Sopranos. And so what total waste. Why did you waste her? And I mean, you could have, anyway. So that was my kind of gripe there. I really didn't like that, I feel like sometimes the writing in Hollywood is kind of bankrupt, and that they come up with these great characters and these great villains, and they're just like, this is the best we can do. We can't make anything else. We can't make anything new. We just have to bring this back. And, so that was my gripe on the story structure. I don't know if anybody else shares that gripe or not. I haven't looked up any of the movie kind of analysis YouTubes on it yet. I would be interested to see. I did enjoy the family story. I liked. I pretty much knew what was the big, the big death. I knew that. I know. Like in every single movie, I know the characters that are gonna die. They're written into the script that way. They just have. There was one movie, gosh, what it was. It was like an 80s. It was an 80s movie. Well, it wasn't an 80s movie. It was set in the 80s. I want to say it was like Wonderland or something like that. But it was set in the 80s, and there was this one character that was introduced, and I was like, yeah, he's going to die in the next 15 minutes. He was gone. Because the way they write these characters in, they write them in so that you immediately like them, and it's going to be the emotional grab when they die. They have to invest you very early and quick, and so that when this character is taken out of the script, that it's got gravity to it. So, I pretty much knew that what was going to happen with that, so. But I'm not saying it wasn't a good movie. It was enjoyable. It kept my attention for all 3 hours. But yeah, I think that's all I watched this weekend as far as movie goes. I did discover this really interesting new series on the History Channel called The Foods That Built America. And apparently there's 4 seasons of it, so I'm set for dinner watching, because I usually watch some sort of a documentary or whatever while I'm eating my dinner. And super interesting. I mean, the ones I saw was, let me see, what was the first one? It was on hot dogs and like Oscar Mayer wieners. And they also touched on kind of the inception of outdoor grilling in the U.S. and how, charcoal briquettes came about. Was actually something that Ford pioneered, and as a way to not get rid of, but just kind of, because there's waste, like when he's building his cars. And so he got together with his, good buddy, Edison, and Edison helped him design a factory that would take some of that wood waste and turn it into charcoal. And then they marketed and sold those charcoal briquettes. And one of his early ideas to get that going was to sell a picnic kit with his with his cars for $1. You would get like this box of briquettes and this little mini grill, and I'm just like, that's brilliant. And the thing I'm really taking away from this series is all of these just the marketing ideas and how they're presented with a problem and how they solve it, and the different ideas, like the Oscar Mayer, the hot dogs. That whole thing came at a time where hot dogs weren't really a food that anybody would make at home. It was like a ballpark food or a fair food, and there wasn't really any way to make it. Like grills weren't a thing. And so, initially, Oscar Mayer would send out these, shipments of their hot dogs, and they would just be, dumped in a barrel with everything else. And so they wouldn't stand out. And so that's how the yellow strap was, that was the answer, was to strap every single hot dog with a little yellow label. And then that, allowed people to see them in a barrel and pick them out and, increase their sales. And it's just all of those little marketing things are really fascinating to me. But yeah, I started watching that. There was an interesting one on the on some holiday candy. They went over Peeps and candy corn, and it's really, really fascinating stuff. But I love that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in anything like that, I'd look that up, because it's not just, oh, this is how it's made. They go into the history and the inventors that would look at these problems and have to solve them, like shelf stability and all of this interesting stuff. All right, let's see. Go. I think that's going to make a fun little. You out. Let's do the pile of pumpkins. Go ahead and group this, and it is raining nicely outside. Just do some couple of pumpkin piles here. There we go. So let's do this pumpkin right here. I'm trying to think if I made any other interesting discoveries this week. I don't think I did. I like making this one can be kind of knobby. Just This is a big pumpkin, so he needs a big stem. I like making them kind of a little bit. Well, these are all going the same way, but I feel like that would be. I'll just do this one like this. Go. There's a local nursery here that does. They kind of. It's pretty big, so they have several different sections, and they convert an entire section over to just pumpkins. And then they announce on their billboard out front, we've got pumpkins. And it's usually somewhere in the beginning of September. So I'm eagerly awaiting that so I can take my plushies and go do some product photography in kind of the early middle of the day and early morning-ish, somewhere around there. But they have not just, regular jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, but they have all of the, I think they're called Turkish. It's the ones that are, they look like two pumpkins that have kind of been squished together, and they're a little bit knobby, and they have all these wild kind of patterns and colors on them. They've got those. They've got the massive, like, 50, 60-pound jumbo jack-o'-lanterns. They've got the tiny little gourds, and they've got all of these different varieties. So I have a bunch of opportunities to take different styles of pictures. Like if I've got, and they group them all together. Like they have the green, like gourd pumpkins. I'm not sure what those are called. They're kind of bigger than standard jack-o'-lantern, but smaller than the giant ones. And I think those have all of like the knobbies on them too. They've got all of these different varieties. So it's always fun to go in there and take pictures and get reference photos. And I'm eagerly awaiting when they announce that. I feel like spooky season is finally here when they open their pumpkin patch up. I feel like this guy should be. No, it could be. I feel like I need a couple more. Maybe I'll have a leaf out here. He's a little crunched. Maybe this one is sitting on top here and this leaf is kind of underneath. Let's see how that looks. I like that. Let's revise that. Oh. Like this. 6 point. I am operating on quite a small 0.6. Oh, I started watching that K-pop show on Netflix. That's another one I started. Because usually when I'm finishing my stuff, like my comics or whatever late at night, I'll put on, you know, history, whatever, you know, type YouTubes or podcasts or whatever. And I started hearing things about this, what is it called? Is it Becoming a Pop Star, or it's the series with the girls that are kind of competing to join the Cat's Eye group. And I don't know, I always love shows like that kind of show how intense dance is. I feel like, you know, for all the silliness of a lot of the Dallas Cowboy making the team, or and there's a new season of it on Netflix too. It just shows the athleticism of, you know, dancers and how difficult it is to, you know, learn those steps, learn routines, and be able to bring them up like in a moment's notice. I didn't know that, like, some of the K-pop idols, they, I guess, train for years to even get a chance at joining the group. I think I've got enough. Hey, Catherine! Welcome to the stream! I am making more. I'm trying to complete a set of stamps. So, like these guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange them all in a 4x6 sticker sheet. And so that'll be, well, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a set of 6. And then I'll have like supporting little tiny little bits, you know, kind of in between. So it's not just like a sticker sheet of 6 stickers. So I'm trying to get that done so I can submit the files for print. And my intention is to do a seasonal set. So eventually have about, well, 4, but maybe I'll do a yearly, like a new, for example, fall, a new winter, like winter 2024, fall 2024, and then 2025, spring, summer, winter, fall. So you can kind of collect these seasonal Cozy Town stamps. It's kind of a cute idea. Oh, your booty's kind of slipping off the... There we go. Got a little bit of a aggressive booty there. There we go. Got a little wee one. Even if I do official seasonal ones, I could also do holiday sets. So so that would allow me to do more, because I always feel like when I'm doing fall stuff, I'm fighting with the urge to draw spooky stuff. It's like, I love spooky time and I love Halloween, but I don't want to have that just be all of the fall stuff, because there's other elements to fall that are wonderful. Happy little floof. Let's do some leaves in the air and falling down. Hey, Chris. Great. So let's zoom back out, and I'm going to show what I'm doing here in general. And save this because I don't need this anymore. Background here. So these are going to be all cropped, and this one is probably a little bit... I could probably crop it down here, something like that. I made him a little too vertical. But what I'm doing is making a set of stamp stickers. So this is going to be in a sticker sheet, 4x6, and I'm going to have probably about 6 or so. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6 for now, and then I'll have some extra little smaller stickers, like maybe pumpkins and gourds, or maybe a cornucopia or something like that, something harvest oriented. General fall. This is not a spooky time yet, though I fully intend to make one of those. This is just general fall. So these are all going to be put into borders like this, and then I'm torn whether... I think I'm going to just make this a cut line, so you just peel them off and there's no actual outline line on it, because it's really tricky to get that perfect. You have to add an extra bleed, and then I feel like it looks a bit too much. So I think I'm going to go for just having this cut line and editing it so it's not going to make their router choke. So I'll have that and the cut file, and I already have that ready, so I think it'll be cute. Even close, I know, right? But in the stores here, they're already starting to put out Christmas trees and Christmas decorations. I mean, they've like passed Thanksgiving and Halloween already just blown right by, and it's Christmas time in some of these stores. I was in Costco last week, and they already had Christmas trees up, and I do not agree. I do not agree with that. Too soon. Too soon. We must celebrate Halloween. Arson. It was kind of funny because they have it all in the seasonal section. So you see these 20-foot skeletons and werewolves and witches, and they're right next to all of the sweet holiday, the cute snowy Christmas trees and all of the, much more less sinister decorations for Christmas. And it's just kind of funny. It's like they're facing off against each other. It's the battle of the seasonal section. So I'm gonna try jukebox. I can't say it, jukebox print on this one. I believe they used to be Canada based only, so like your products would ship from Canada. But I believe that they have satellite facilities in the U.S. now, printing facilities. Because that was one of the first. Gosh, it was years ago when I first heard of them, and I think I got a sample pack. And I loved their products, but I was like, yeah, I would run the numbers, and the shipping from Canada would kind of negate any savings. And their turnaround times weren't that good either. And also their print matrix of the products they offered, I think at that point they were just stickers, but now they offer quite a bit more, which is interesting, just to see how they've grown over the years. So. But I do also have some samples because I've got some stickers from artists that use them, so I know their quality is quite good. Was it Hobby Lobby just this past Saturday, and all the fall decorations were 40% off already? The Christmas stuff is, oh no. I bet Michael's is the same way. I bet they've got, well, would they? No, because they give a good part of their floor over to seasonal. I haven't walked in there to see what the Halloween section is yet, but I feel like they don't start clearing that out and replacing it with Christmas until it definitely gets spare. The more vacant the closer to Halloween we get, but it's like they kind of have Christmas waiting in the wings off to the side, and then as soon as Halloween proper is over, they pounce it into the middle. I did see something that intrigued me. I saw like Swiss mix chocolate mix, but it's pumpkin spice. I'm curious, is it like a chai type deal, or is it something else? I was intrigued by that. I saw the little packets. I didn't get any, but I am intrigued. I don't think I'd seen that before, and I thought I'd seen everything pumpkin spice. feel like there should be, I feel like this little floof is going to be casting shadow. I gotta actually just pick where the darn light is coming from. It pretty much is looking like it's coming from straight up, so this floof is probably going to cast, well, maybe a little bit of a shadow over here. And right here. Oh. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna call this, well, no. Let's, just a few more. I don't want it to cut off like right here on the stamp. I want to give it a little bit more, because this is a vertical one, so I'm gonna move this up so that maybe the frame stops right about there. That's good enough. Just a little bit of grass in front of them to give it a little depth. And I might do some background noise, just maybe pumpkin patch shapes, maybe some other bigger pumpkins back here, just kind of, no line art for those, just fading gently into the background. So there's that. And then let's do this one where they're on a fence post. And I've got one with his little pumpkin right there. I could, well, I think I was originally considering dropping some of these into the stamps, but I was like, no, I kind of like these as their own. Definitely this one is getting the 3x3 sticker treatment. Actually, probably all of these. I love fall, so I'm gonna probably do all of these. And I feel like I have done some other fall stickers. I know I have an entire winter set that I never produced. I'm gonna dig those back up and see if I want to add any of those. So let's get our point size up just a bit and let's save. Here we go. This one we're gonna go just down here. And I give like a little bit of this floof is tiny. And small. Small floof. Here's the texture here. Let's just go ahead and oh my oh, time for one. Agree. So let's get that. I wanted to have, so like this is the square post. So this is an, oh, wait a minute. That's not right. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. Oh, I'm messing up here. My square post, so okay, so this is front, back, cross, and up, like that. Which means oops. So, hold on. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking in 3D space and I am losing my train of thought, so this is not good. Do I want to have this like this and this like this? Would that be closer to... This actually should... Really? This is the... We're seeing this fence post almost head on. So I don't actually need this little back bit. I should probably just leave it like this. Technically, it should almost be maybe like that. So we're not going to see the rest of it. That's going to be completely off. I think I'll just leave it as it is. And this is going to be blocked by a floof, so I know that this one is going to be, I'm going to group within the group. Group within the group. And so now I'm going to put this other little floof, not so little floof, it's going to be right here. And I'm going to group him as soon as I have his ears drawn. Got his little pumpkin right here. Going to be off the frame, out of the frame. His eyes are a little wonky. Yeah, his eyes are a little wonky. Okay, let's redo that. Here's a little pumpkin. Okay, look, I got a pumpkin. Let's make this pumpkin look better. Not that far gone. There we go, that'll be better. I'm going to group this little guy, and then we're going to finish off the lines for him. And I can get rid of the... Well, I'm not sure I like this pumpkin. He's actually kind of cute. Okay, I like him again. why I can't put any tiny lines. Oh yeah, there we go. Tiny lines. The odds of you actually seeing these lines, the size that the stamp is going to be printed are quite low. This is going to be about a 1 inch, maybe 2 inches, maybe. Maybe I'll put these in a group and 30%. Just make them a little small. With the hard way. Be difficult. Go, pumpkin. So we're back in the outer group. So I'll only be erasing a little bit of that pumpkin. Kind of think I need to don't want to erase the pumpkin yet. Now I need ground cover, and they need to be looking at something, so obviously they're going to be looking at leaves falling. And they're going to be scattered everywhere. Alright, let's do colors here. I'm not sure how low this is going to be filling the frame, so I might need to draw a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and group these leaves so I can pop them to the front once they are finished, colored in. Let's give you a little stem, since everybody has a stem today. Ooh, maybe not quite like that, but something more like that. I forgot to reshare and boost my comic from yesterday. Well, today actually. Finished it last night. Interesting. That little errant piece of line art. And I think I'll go ahead and erase my pumpkin lines right here. that'll hold. That's the rest of the artboard. Draw more than that. Alright, let's go into this group. And I'm going to get this little bit of, probably this floof might need to have extra shadow because he's sitting underneath. I don't really like that and how it's crossing his eyes. Maybe I'll just do something like this. He's kind of just almost stepping out into. I definitely need to put a darker shadow under here. And I think I figured out what's been bothering me. If I see the underside of this one, that means the camera is pointed up slightly. I'm going to see the underside of this board too, so I need to add the underside of this board. So we like to make sense here. Alright, and now I need to move that leaf because that's a tangent that I don't like. I'm going to group you, Mr. Leaf. Maybe make you a smidge smaller. And since I have these leaves kind of falling everywhere, I'm just going to probably pop them on top once I have them colored. I might add a few more, and yeah. I'll go ahead and move these forward. There we go. Early autumn and Christmas craft stores tend to be ahead of the curve. Oh yes. But if you like seeing the process, Alright, so this one's done, even though I've got all these different sections kind of layered. It looks a little messy. I have all of the groups stacked in a way that it'll look fine in the end. I think these look super cute as stamps. I wish I did more stuff with like planners and scrapbooking because I see some of the layouts and the pieces that people use, like the long strips. I think that one's more for planning though. Like you put the strip at the top and then you label it. I just don't have experience with that to know what would be useful in design around that. So it's something I need to, I feel like it would be useful, but my planner is just a sheet in my notebook. Like, and also something else I'm looking into. Yeah, that's literally, whoops, you can't see it. Can you see it? Yeah, that's this week. It's got more on it than the scenes, but it's last week. I'm looking into the magnetic bookmarks. This little guy, I really love him. I don't know where I got him, but he's like, this feels like a vinyl sticker. Looks like a little butterfly, but he's a cat. And inside is the thin, it's very thin actually, you can kind of almost disappears, the little magnetic material, and then the binder is this outer, it's the magnetic material has a cut in the middle, and the binder is this outer, this one at least looks like it's vinyl. Maybe it's just a thick laminated paper, but you clip this on your page. I've seen, and I don't like the, I don't like the paper versions because when I use them, they always become dog-eared and they really degrade fast. Because I've got one that's like a cat, and has a little bit of a thicker magnet on it, and it doesn't really allow the book to close, but it was marketed as a bookmark for your regular, you know, reading books, and I like this one far better. I think I got this one at Daiso, so I'm looking into that because I think that would be cool, maybe something that my washi tape company can do. Alright, so I'm going to extend my canvas a little bit because I want to give proper space to the toasting of the mallow. So many email pop-up here. All right, roasting of the didn't see what. Oops. Need to redo this mouth. There we go. And little tongue. Because of course. And let's do the tree branch. Moving. There we go. I need to be just a this tree branch is going to need to be a well, I could make the fire teeny tiny. I feel like the proportions here are going to be a little off. There we go. So he's kind of holding the stick. Get the big mallow here, and we've got the little place where the stick is sticking out. And there's going to be light on the underside, so I'm going to have the line very thin here. Just this. I need to make this stick a little longer too. Not that long. Up here, there we go. I think that works better. Yeah, because I don't want him to burn his little paw. he's going to be on a little bit, like maybe there's a few little, well, this is a little bit too uniform here. I want him to be on flat, you know, very non-plush ground, because I wouldn't build on a little fire pit in an area that could catch fire. That would not be good. Okay, I think I'm going to need to get my point size a little bit smaller here. Now I'm going to do the little log. Good. I feel like I should have a little I need to observe a candle burning. I feel like the fire would not be gentle. Maybe because this whole area. I'm going to show maybe the outline of a fire pit. Maybe this is not the right shape here. I feel like I've got it going right here, so maybe I'll bring the outline over here. And then I'll bring the frame. The frame won't cut off right here. It'll come down a little bit further, maybe like that. So I can have some little grassy bits over here. And show the ground becoming a little bit more flush as we get further away from the fire pit. Whoops. I think I can finish up my little twiggy here. And this one is getting a little bit crispy. I've got to remember the light is not going to be, because I've got a direct source of light right here. So I'm going to have shadow probably more towards this side of his body and going back over here like this. And then definitely shadow, a little bit more shadow on top of this mallow because it's being held over the source of light right here. So this is why I had the thinner lines. So the closer lines are to light, or edges are to light, the thinner, if you're drawing line art, that this is going to be. And the thicker lines lend to shadow. So technically I should probably make this a little bit thinner too, but he's floopy and pretty stout, so I'm going to keep his fat little belly over here. Technically I think I should probably move all of these elements. Pick up all of my fire elements. Because I feel like he's holding this mallow in front of the fire, not over the fire. I think I need to move him down just a little bit. There we go. That might be a little better. Yeah, that might be a little better. So I think, there we go. Let's get that one out of here. Probably have to do a few more edits on that. So that'll be a simple stamp. These might be, spread these out a little bit. So let's see if I can open that stamp file and grab my frame. Because I want it to, well, you know what I need to do is just draw over the top of this. Then I'll have a proportionate frame. Work smarter, not harder. Alright, that's good. So let's do, so I can see about so on this one I'll need to draw a little bit more rain over here, which I think will be nice. On this one, that is going to be perfect right there. And then this one, let's see how this shakes out. Just about perfect, but let's bring you down a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to make everything bigger. Oops, nope. About the same as the other guys. No, that'll be about that. And then let's bring over one more frame. And let's see where my I'm definitely going to make him smaller. Like that. There we go. So these will be the stamped frames about where the art will cut off. It looks like I need to do a little fixing on this side. I kind of wanted a little bit of grass or something here, but I think I need to extend the fire pit area, maybe erase this and do something else back there. Maybe I'll just do that with color. I won't do any line art, because that'll create a little more depth as well. Yeah, I think this will be really cute. I feel like I could make one of these a daily painting for the next 4 days. Take a break from daily paintings. Alright. I think that's a nice evening. I switched the coloring here to be kind of warmish, crispy evening fall colors, and I really like the palettes I was working with here. So I'll continue the use of those palettes over here. Alrighty, I think I'll probably call this stream there, and I'm gonna go get some lunch, and then I've got some emailing to do. I've got a fun project that I'm working on. One of my friends, she works for, let's see, is it UCSD? Yeah, UCSD. University of California, San Diego, and I'll be designing some stickers for them. So I've got to get on that. I think I haven't done, I don't think anything that will fall under an NDA, so I might be able to do some of that development work online, but I've got to ask her to make sure. If that's okay. If it's not, totally cool. But I'm sure I'll be able to show you guys once they're done. Alright, but yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to switch over to my ending screen here. Here we go. I shall be back on Thursday. We're going to be doing a comic. I have actually a few written out already. I had one that I was originally going to do for an extra Olympics episode. I feel like it could be a good end of summer episode that will continue on with a Meowzilla Coconut being scared to jump off the diving board. I have one written where she kind of conquers her fears, so I need to do a little bit more thinking on the frame and the pacing and what I want to actually show, and also reword it. I have not gotten the wording down yet, and it's bugging me, so that's why I haven't drawn it yet, but hopefully I'll have it done by Thursday. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, Catherine D, Sharon, I hope you guys, Chris, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.